Hello, my name is Abby and welcome to Craft Studio. Merry Christmas. I thought I would make a short, quick video about some crafting goodness for the holidays. So I know it's after Christmas, but we're still within that time frame. At least I think so. If you are looking for things to make or just maybe some fun things to do with your children, your grandchildren, maybe cousins, other relatives that are in town for the holidays, I have some fun ideas for you. So sit back, relax, enjoy this little quick clip of some things that I have made in past years or this year, just holiday themed. Okay, so I've got some sewing, I've got some crochet, and I've got some crafts. So let's get started. Oh, not without coffee. Okay, I got the coffee. Merry Christmas. I did not make this year. I made this a few years back, but this is a little crochet sweater. It's for a Christmas ornament, wall hanging, maybe a gift card holder, whatever you want to do with it. I made this a couple years ago. It is a quick and easy tutorial, free tutorial on YouTube, and I will put the link down. All the links will be down in the description box for all of the things I'm going to show you today. So if you want to make them, go search there. I'm just showing what I have made using those tutorials, okay? So this is not a tutorial itself. I am not telling you how to make these things. These are just things I have made using other tutorials, okay? So there's one. This is another one. This one does have a string on it, so I can hang it up. I have had it on our tree, and then in my classroom at school, I hung on the wall, which it was really cute. I did add the embroidery on the front. I made a little snowflake. Also on this one, I put a snowflake using embroidery, and then put these little like snowflakes around it, or little dots. So I did do that after I made those. This year I decided to go a little step further. I did some stripes. I did add this little collar after I put it together. I did put the edging on the sleeves, and I added this cute little bow. So this is a really fun tutorial. It's by Sarah Satch. And I'm going to make more of these. I really like this, but I did use a wool acrylic blend with this one, and I just like how it turned out. I really like the texture of it. I like the sturdiness of it. For these, this was, oh, this might have been some kind of a cotton blend, maybe cotton acrylic blend. I can't remember. And then this one I used just acrylic. I think this might have been Stylecraft yarns that I used for that one. So 3 little cute, adorable Christmas sweaters. I think they're just adorable. They're supposed to be ugly, but they're too cute to be ugly. Presents. All right, moving on. Packages or gifts or whatever you want to call them. I used mercerized cotton for these because I feel like they have a little bit of a shimmer to them, and yeah, they're just adorable. So, and I made this into a garland, and I also hung this in my classroom around the holidays. But I made these cute little gifts, and then the bows also. And this is also a free tutorial on her YouTube channel, so I will link that down below. But isn't that adorable? I could make these like forever. These are so fun, and they're so cute. You can make them bigger too, bigger, smaller, whatever, you know, it just depends on the hook you use, the yarn you use, all on that, okay? This is by Sarah Satch, and I have made these before also, but I just made some more of these adorable mittens, and I made a garland out of this too. So I made them all different colors, and just added different trim, and I just had fun. I just had fun making these. These are so cute and so easy and so quick. I made all of these in one evening, I think. They're just, yeah, and then I added the garland just using a chain and a single crochet. So these are just, I just love these. I could make these all day. These are so much fun. She also has some stocking tutorials, mini stockings that you can make to go with these. I can't remember if she had a mini hat, but anyway, lots of fun things to do there. So I'm so excited about these. So I made these giant stockings. I'm gonna have to step back so you can see it. But aren't these adorable? This was the one I made for my husband. In the video tutorial, she added a tassel, or you can use pom-poms. I actually had a whole bunch of these little pom-poms that you can use on hats, and it has a little rubber band, so you can attach it that way. And I had a whole bag of these, so that's what I ended up using. I just put them, I put the hanger up here, and then I tied 2 of the pom-poms because it's such a big stocking. You need 2 of these. One's not big enough. So anyway, this was the one I made for my husband, and I will share the yarn that I used in just a moment. This is the one I made for myself. Again, it's so large, I'm going to step back. And I used different colored pom-poms with each one. I used quite a bit of this thick yarn just because it works up quickly. I used a 10mm hook. This is the one I made for my son, my oldest boy who's in college. Finished this last minute, like Christmas morning. I was finishing this one. So yeah, I really liked this one. And I ran out of this green, so I had to use the white trim. But yeah, I just love these. They're so much fun. And they're so, like I said, they work up really quickly. This is my youngest. This is her stocking, and I thought the brown looked really good with the white and the red. I just love this red. This red is amazing. It's called Dark Cherry. I love it. Love it. And this is the last one. So yeah, this is a bulky weight yarn. This is a number 6 yarn, and I used a 10mm hook. I believe in the tutorial she used a blanket yarn. Like the burlap blanket. I just used, I believe this is recycled acrylic or polyester. But yeah, this is the last one I made, and I just love this. This reminds me of candy canes. So I just had to, when I saw this, I just had to get it. So the yarn I used, this is the Lion Brand Wool Ease, Thick and Quick. So this is the red and white. This is actually called Red Beacon, which I think it should be called Candy Cane because that's exactly what it looks like, a candy cane. For the majority of them, though, I use this respun. It is Lion Brand Thick and Quick respun. It's 100% recycled polyester, and I just use this in various colors. This color is called Whipped Cream, I believe. Yes, Whipped Cream. The green I used, which was this is Spruce. This red is Dark Cherry. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then the blue this lovely blue was called Magic Hour. This is the blue. It's kind of like a denim blue. And then this is the Dark Cherry. I love that color, by the way. I love this color. It is so rich and red. Now, I actually did go to the store when I started making these because I did run out. I only had a little bit. I don't use chunky yarn or bulky yarn very often. So when I started making these, I ran out of yarn pretty quickly. So I did have to go and get more. For my middle daughter's stocking, I had this Woolies Thick and Quick. This is oatmeal, and I did run out of that. So for the heel, I used a different one, which I found. This is, I think I used this. This is also, most of this is Lion Brand. So this is Hometown, what is this? What is this called? I don't know. This is, acrylic and rayon blend. So that is what I used for the heel. And I do not know what the color name is. Oh, Aspen Tweed. So that works out okay. Just in case I ran out of that though, I did get this when I was at Hobby Lobby. So this is Dream Spun, and this looks a little bit like it because it does have the flex in it. This is Biscotti. So I just needed something that had the flex in it that, you know, looked relatively the same. I think in a pinch it would have filled in nicely. It would have been fine. But this one is a little bit more shimmery, where this one, the Woolies Thick and Quick, is kind of grungy looking. Not, you know, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell the difference. Can you tell the difference? This one is a little bit whiter. This one is a little bit dingier. I don't know. That's just my eye, I guess. Let's see. I did also use a different hook, and I made a small one. I used a 5mm hook, and I used just a regular worsted weight yarn, and I made this smaller one. This is for our puppy, so she's up there too. And I used just Hirschner's yarn to make these, or this one, and then I used this, I believe this was a We Love This, or I Love This yarn. This is a Hobby Lobby mixture. And then instead of 2 tassels, tassels, pom-poms, I just used one. But yeah, this is our little doggy's stocking. So it turns out really nice. This is, although this is a pattern for a, you know, using the thick yarn in a large stocking, it also works with just a 5mm hook and a worsted weight yarn. So, and this is the size of it. I was thinking about trying it with like a DK weight and maybe a 4mm hook to make even a smaller one, but either way, it turns out really good. I really like it. And like I said, it's easy, it's quick to work up. So, all right. Got so many bags. I did, and I, to make more sweaters, more of the little crochet sweaters, because they're so much fun. I did find, when I was at Hobby Lobby, I really like this Rustic Romance. Rustic Romantic. This is this is Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby, and I found this gorgeous red, which I have the blue and I really like it, but this has flecks of white in it, so it's, let me see what the color is, red. I need my glasses. Let me go get my glasses. Hang on. Red Roads. Okay. And I found this beautiful gold color, or mustardy, if you will. This is called Oaky Wheat. So I thought that was pretty. And then this beautiful, beautiful green. I love that color green. That's really pretty. This is, what color is this? Olive. This is olive. So there's some lovely yarn to play around with. You always want, you know, Christmas colored yarns around this time of year, depending on what your mood is, what you want to make, what you might want to, a couple of these stockings I did have to tear out and redo. They didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted them to. I did mess up the pattern a couple times because I wanted them all to be hanging on the mantle, so I wanted them to, you know, look, you know, look together, look the same, that type of thing. All right, she's just a sweet caroler, and we have her setting on one of the tables back here with the Christmas tree or the Christmas train. And I use this actually with some old Christmas jammies. So they're very soft. It's like a flannel type thing. And then I crocheted this little scarf that she's wearing. And yeah, and put on these buttons so it looks like this is her coat. And I just love doing this because you use old fabric that you don't need or don't want anymore or don't use anymore, and just make something totally unique and lovely. And I'm going to make more. I do have some fabric that I found. I made this Christmas tree table decoration, and I used 3 different fabrics for this. This is also a free tutorial that I will link down below. I have not finished it yet. I still need to make the star and put that on the top. And then there is an optional decoration for little hearts to hang on each of the tree limbs. So I have not finished it. It's still a work in progress, but I really wanted these. My grandma had one of these. It was a little bit bigger, and she had it on her table, so that was a memory I had going over to Grandma's, having dinner, opening presents. She always had this on her table, which hers was green with like red hearts on it, I think, or red holly on it. It was really pretty. So I really wanted to make something that resembled that because that was a fond memory I had. So go and try that out. Okay, let's see. What's our next one? Oh, I can show. This was one of I've shared this before. This was one of the fabric books that I made last year, I think, just for my family. But I had made several of them and given them away at Christmas time because a lot of them were Christmas themed. So I have another one that I'm going to make that, so this is what it looks like. It's a fabric panel. So it's just a big piece of fabric. You have to cut out the different pages. But this is a song book, Merry Christmas song book. And I'm going to make this for my family. So we have different songs to sing together. There's, let's see, Oh Silent Night, and We Three Kings, and O Little Town of Bethlehem, and Away in a Manger, and Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So those are some of my favorite Christmas hymns, and I just think that this would be a wonderful keepsake or heirloom to make and to pass down to my kids. So I'm excited to make that. Okay, and the fabric books are really cute. They're very colorful. They're easy to make, and they're nice to give away too. Not just little kids. I mean, families enjoy these too. My daughter, every time she pulls it out of the box, you know, for Christmas decorations, she lays it right by our little Advent tree, and she looks forward to that. Okay. Oh, for our art class at school, we made fabric wreaths for Christmas. So the whole month of December we were working on these, and it takes a little bit of time, but it's just basically taking those fabric panels, cutting them into strips, and then tying them onto a metal frame. So that's what our kids did. Sorry about that. And this is the one that my daughter made, and she brought it home. So we are so happy to have that here, and we have hung it on the door. And then I will share the one that I was working on. It is not done yet, but this is mine. Now if you see down here at the bottom, those are the wires. I still have 2 rows, 2 rows here and here of the wires of one last section, and I still need to finish that, but this was mine. I worked on one with the children to show them how to make it, but mine turned out a little bit more white than my daughter's. My daughter's is way more colorful. She cut a lot of the white strips off to make it more colorful, but I love how you can see, sorry about the clock. Anyway, I love how you can see the reds, the greens, the blues, the yellows, all the beautiful bright colors. It's just really lovely. She did a really good job. So anyway, I'm going to, okay, for on to sewing. If you are a sewer, I did have Beth from My Sewing Channel, I think it's called, or My Sewing Room or something. Anyway, she had a free tutorial for these angels, Christmas ornament angels. Now I made mine kind of large, but she has a free template you can download and sew these. Very simple. They're very easy to make. They're very cute and they're very fun. And I just used a needle and some, I think this was some cotton thread, and just used it as a hanger. And then you can add some embellishments, like I added this lace, I added some buttons, I did some special stitching. I did put some batting in between the wings just to make them a little bit textured, or not textured, but so they're not just flat. Gave them some thickness to them. And I made 3 of these. Gave this one a red string. I made them all a little bit different as well. This one I didn't add any buttons. I just did a big strip of lace. I did some very special stitching, made some garland up here, and used some different white fabric that I had. And since these are handmade, they do not have to be perfect. They don't have to look like real angels. They're just something fun to do. But they're unique, so no one else has anything like this. This is yours, you know? That's what I like about it. This one I used a very, very light muslin. This one I think was a coffee stained muslin. So as you can see, this is normal muslin. This is the stained muslin. And then this might have been with tea, not with coffee. And then this was just some fabric that I had. So this was not dyed in any way. I'm sorry, not stained, dyed. I dyed it. You can dye muslin with coffee or tea. It depends on how long you leave it, for how dark it gets. But this is the normal muslin. And I did use some red thread for the stitching so it shows up on the white lace. I did add buttons down at the bottom just to give it some weight so the legs wouldn't flop around. And then I used some silver or gray for the stitching across the front so it looked like silver. And then I made some gold or yellow stitching around the outside of the wings. I don't know, just to give it very Christmas themed colors. So those are those 3. This one was the largest one I made, and then this one's a little bit smaller, so it's like small, medium, and large, and then this one was the smallest one. But I really like the look of them. Like I said, very pretty, very easy to make, and they're unique. My last but not least, this was a Christmas doll that I had started a couple years ago, and I never finished her. I really like, this was from a vintage pattern book, and I embroidered the face. She still needs hair, obviously, but I love the detail of her sleeves. Looks like she has puff sleeves, and her hand, I did put some extra fabric around the outer edge of her little sleeve there. And these ribbons I tied on there. I love this fabric though. Very, very pretty. She needs a collar still, and then I need to make her skirt. But I gave her some plaid Christmas tights, and then I did add some buttons for her shoes. But yeah, this is just a really beautiful pattern. I just never finished, but I need to finish it because I think it'll look really, really pretty when it's all done. So anyway, I'm going to finish mine, and then we will have 2 of these, or I might give one as a, you know, I don't know, to my mom, or as a gift for someone. Anyway, that's a good idea. Okay. I think that is all I had to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless. I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Merry Christmas.